In a world where one woman tries to start a podcast,
How will I ever do this on my own?
she thought she would have to get expensive equipment.
What? I can do all of this on a free app?
She thought she would have to find creation tools all over the internet.
You mean it can all be contained in an app on my phone and computer?
She thought she would have to do all her own distribution.
You mean to tell me this app is going to send it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all those other platforms for me?
She thought she would never make any money.
I don't have to wait for a minimum listenership to monetize?
She thought that she would have to find all kinds of different equipment and pieces.
But I'm going to download this free Anchor app and get started today.
Visit Anchor.fm and download the free Anchor app to be just like her, the ultimate podcaster.
Hello and welcome to the Lou Review. This is Rosa and I'm here with my husband Richard.
Hey.
Tonight we had a fantastic dinner. We went to a new restaurant to us. It's just recently reopened after being shut down for the pandemic, I believe. So it's called Goji 1055 Korean Barbecue.
Now, it could be Goji or it could be Gogi.
Yeah, that's true.
It's you be the judge. It's Gogi, but when I think of the Korean food bulgogi, I don't say bulgogi.
That's true.
So,
and then I look at it and think GG, so I'm like, here, let's hit these hard G's. But anyway, it's at 1055 Bardstown Road. Let's just preface this, Richard was very frustrated with the parking. It's on the street parking, or there is a back customer lot. It's small. A lot smaller than the capacity of the restaurant.
so we tried to go on a Sunday evening, which is not peak hours, but it's not like a Thursday or something. Mm-hmm. It was stressful trying to find a decent place to park for sure.
But our legs ain't broken. We walked in. It's fine.
Our legs aren't broke, but you might break a law or two and park in a location where it's like, I better not stay too long or I might get towed away.
So if you're used to parking on Bardstown Road, you know what we're talking about. If you're not used to it, you probably also know what we're talking about. It's notorious. But can I just say, once we got there, this restaurant was so classy. It really blew us away. Like, we walk in and there's all these really modern designs. We've got like hard edge designs. You'll see the pictures on Instagram and Facebook where the light fixtures look just almost like sci-fi, but then with like made of wood, and so there's this earthy feel to it too. But they've got some vibrant LED lights too. So but it's not loud. It's very
The thing you're going to
serene.
notice the absolute most though is that at your table,
Yes.
there's a cook your own meats gas grill at every table.
Using a cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that does take some getting used to. It kind of reminded
hot.
me of like a fondue place.
Only way cooler.
It definitely was way cooler.
Yeah.
But the process, the way they go about doing it, other than some of the appetizers and the very, very associated with Korean food bulgogi, most of the meat dishes they bring out uncooked meat.
Yeah, they bring out the raw but seasoned and prepared meat, but then you cook it at the table.
Or if you're really lucky like us, you get your server to help you cook it at
And
the table.
since this is a new restaurant for our area, the server was very patient with us, and she also said it's totally normal for people to have the servers make it for them the first time at the table, just to kind of get used to like the process and make sure it's not like ruined, because you're buying dinner or whatever and you don't want to burn your own food. You're like,
Right.
But you also want to have the experience. And so it was really cool. I got a video of her and watched that on Instagram. I'll be sharing that on IGTV of like 2 minutes where she cooked the steak at our table. And it was, it's short rib beef, whatever. And it was so cool to watch, and she was definitely a professional. So we'll talk about what we got. So as appetizers, they're small dishes, as they say.
They call them small dishes. These were full-size appetizers.
Yeah, definitely. But they are prepared in the kitchen. So we've got was it Michin Dock wings, which was sweet and spicy chicken wings. It was not too spicy, not even for me. And then there was honey soy wings, which were made with garlic and pepitas and fresh chili and rice cakes.
Now, I did not get to try one of the honey soy wings. Did you?
We did bring some home, so you can have some then. But yeah, I did. I thought it was hoisin, and so that's what I thought it was. And that's what it tasted like to me. It was really good. But we tried a whole lot of different things because we'd never been here before and we wanted to get a good sampling.
Right. We also got to try the seafood pancakes.
Yes, that was made. It was not just like crab cakes. It was,
there was crab meat in them.
yeah, it was like pancakes that had shrimp and squid and crab meat and some green onion, but it definitely had, some like pancake factor holding it together. It's not like a crab cake where it's like all meat or whatever, but it was definitely shareable. It would be a good appetizer if you're there with a group, if you want to have something come out ready to eat, to munch on.
It was almost like fishy bread.
It kind of was. Yeah, it was definitely on the bread side. So there was the japchae,
which was very interesting. They used they call them sweet potato glass noodles. It kind of
It's like
reminded
rice
me
noodles, right?
of like, yeah, it's kind of like rice noodles, clear, kind of almost gelatinous-y.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like having mixed Jell-O noodles with a bunch of vegetables in it.
But they were made with sweet potatoes, so you can feel like you're eating your vegetables.
Well, I mean, it didn't just have sweet potatoes in it. It had carrots, cabbage, bell peppers, mushrooms, onions, scallions.
Oh, it was so good.
That
was one of the favorite things we had at the table.
Oh, yes.
No, but I think they made the noodles out of sweet potatoes.
I think so.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that. And these appetizers ranged from somewhere like $10 and up to $23 for the bosam, which was the pork lettuce wraps. This was pork belly that was cooked already till it was crispy. They provide you the lettuce to wrap it in with an onion salad, which is kind of like pickled onions, and an apple samjang is the sauce that came with it. It was a really good collection of flavors, and that was one of my favorite things actually, was the pork lettuce wrap.
Now, I actually
like
took some of the pork belly that we ordered as a main entree and threw it in the lettuce wrap, and I like that.
But I brought the lettuce wrap stuff home because I was like, I ain't passing that up. That's gonna get eaten.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
All right, so speaking of the entrees.
You should talk about your favorite, the bulgogi.
Okay, so if you've got any experience with Korean food at all, you know that the main staple Korean food, the one that every person, like, if you think Korean food, there are two foods you think of. You think of short ribs and you think of bulgogi.
Okay.
And so I said, I'm in a Korean restaurant, I have to have bulgogi.
Yeah. I think you would have bulgogi if you were anywhere and it was offered, but yes.
I mean, if it's like a choice between pad thai and bulgogi, my heart is hurting because that's a tough call for me. But the bulgogi delivered. I think it was the tastiest entree.
Yeah.
Out of all the ones we got to try, and we got to try a few of them.
I'm going to stick with the pork belly. Okay, we got to go on though. So, they have combos that you can get of like 3 or 4 different meats, or I guess 4 or more different meats to cook in front of you on the cast iron that's built into the table. We got pork belly, marinated jamuluk. Did I say that right?
Jamuluk.
Jamuluk,
Which was a kind of short rib.
Yes, it was a short rib cut that was marinated in, it included brown sugar, I believe she said. But then the marinated galbi, or golby, how do you say that?
I believe it's Golby.
Yeah, Golby was also short rib with 1 bone, and the bone cooks on the cast iron by itself.
Now she actually
smoking
changed
to
it up
infuse
how
it,
the
right?
how the oven,
Oh, that's true.
How the gas grill was being used.
Right. It was not on the cast iron for the Golby.
Right. She removed the cast iron.
And put a net
over the gas grill. And
so it was more being grilled than like a skillet type situation.
So she wound up cooking it over the net. And you can see that in the Instagram as well.
Yes. We will be posting videos on Reels and IGTV of the different meats. And for, I think it was the Gemuluk she was narrating, because that only took 2 minutes. It cooked really fast, and she was explaining like the process and the seasoning as she went.
Now the Golby took more time.
But let me tell you, that was so tender. And it was so delicious. And I know she had a brown sugar on the Gemuluk, but the Golby was so sweet. And I think it was just like, oh. I was like, I'm taking all, like, this is home. We went out with a friend, and there was some stuff she took home, some stuff we took home, and some stuff we split. I was like, here's a bite of this, but I'm taking the rest of this home, and you can have all of the Gemuluk because I'm taking the Golby home.
Well, I'm just going to say, the bulgogi didn't make it to a to-go box.
It did not make it to a to-go box, and Richard takes full credit for that. Because I had a bite or two of it. I was trying to get a bite of everything, and it was so much that, you had to choose.
Let me tell you, just trying to do this podcast right now after we ate all that delicious food is hard.
Because you're so full.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I don't think I ate to being over full. We also didn't. They have an alcohol menu with cocktails and stuff, but we did not indulge in that. We had just like Cokes, and I had some like cranberry and pineapple juice with Sprite or whatever. And that was really nice. It's kind of a palate cleanser in between all these different savory flavors. So, but yeah, definitely somebody go out there, try their cocktails, and then take pictures and let me know what is your favorite thing to get to drink there. They have a beautiful bar. I will post a picture of that, and I would love to go sit in there sometime. So if somebody wants to collaborate with me, hit me up, and we will have to check that out again without Richard, because he does not want to park there again or anywhere on Marston Road.
You pick her up, or she can ride a bus.
Hey, I can drive myself. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been doing this a long time.
You get towed away. It's your problem.
Hey, no, I won't, because I know how to park on Barstown Road. I wasn't worried about it.
Whatever.
Noob. No, it stresses me out too. But for a good restaurant, I don't mind finding out.
And this was a good
This was worth it. Okay, there are some restaurants I've been to on Barstown Road where I was like, this was not worth the stress. And this is one that, even if there was a struggle, like once you get in there, the staff was just incredible. Very knowledgeable, very inviting, and like teaches you how to appreciate what you're getting, teaches you how to prepare it if it's something you need to do. And they were not looking down their nose about like if you'd never been there before, because this is a new restaurant for our area, so they're introducing you to a cultural experience. And that's really the attitude of the place, is let us share this fun experience with you, not oh my gosh, you're not cultured enough. So, and there were the other tables around us, like when the server walked away, like one of them was like, what did you get? How does this work? And they were asking us, and we were like, we told them a little bit of what we had already experienced.
I made them get the bulgogi.
He did insist, and they did get the bulgogi, but
I'm sure they were not
But we encouraged them that, just ask your server, like they're gonna be very accommodating and very understanding, and they were. So also be on the lookout, because we are going to be working on a collaborative post with Jennifer Dunn, also known as the Motivational Hype Girl. She came out to dinner with us tonight, so you'll see some pictures of us together, and we will be posting about that collaboration in upcoming times. What?
Volume up.
Are you telling me to be louder?
Yeah.
Okay, so I apparently got really quiet. I didn't realize that. But check out the Instagram at Lou Food Reviews, and Facebook. The name is now changed to The Lou Review, and we have a website, you guys. It's called loureview.com.
Oh, snap. There's a website.
There's an actual website. So let us know if there's any cool places you want us to check out and feature in our upcoming giveaways.
Well, this has been Richard.
And Rosa, and this was the Lou Review. Bye.